Levine. All of a sudden, it's a 7-point Chicago lead. And this is the biggest lead of the game for the Bulls.
The only way you can stop the bleeding right now and stitch it up is to score the basketball. You have to get back to being aggressive and finding a hot hand. Guy with the ball right now is a hot hand.
11-0 run. Bertans was up in the air, gave it up, got it back. He's short again. Davis Bertans is now 0 for 3 from downtown. He's 0 for 5 tonight. And it'll be a blocking foul against Bertans. That's going to be his third.
He has a tough job, you know. And later on in my career, when I became known as a three-point shooter, can you imagine that I was a three-point shooter?
I was going to let that one go.
Yeah, but it became harder and harder to get my shot off. And then once everybody knew that I was a three-point shooter or a stretch four, I was out the NBA because it was tough to get my shots off. Davis Bertans is a marked man right now. After signing that deal, having a great season he had last year, it's going to be harder to make those shots.
Bertans. And this time he does draw the foul, so he'll go to the free throw line for 2. He had 9 free throws in the game on Tuesday.
And this is a great segue of what I was going to add to that. If they're running you off the three-point line, do something different. Davis Bertans put the ball on the floor that time and became a playmaker. A playmaker could be making a play for yourself, trying to get a basket, or even drawing the defense to you and then making a play for a teammate. So I would like to see Davis make plays outside of getting ran off three-point shots.
What about how long it takes somebody to get back into game shape? Because as he said, he's 60 to 70%. So how many more games do you think it'll take for him to get those legs to where they need to be?
Everybody's different. I mean, for me, it took 2 weeks, just to get the tissue tolerance. Yeah, what is tissue tolerance? That is being able to sustain physical contact. Football players, that's why their training camp used to be a month long or 2 days, because they have to build that tolerance of taking impactful hits. And it's the same with some basketball players, but everybody is different. Some people never get out of shape. I mean, a guy like Russell Westbrook, he does 3 a days during the summer. So, I mean, if you're doing 3 a days, not 2 a days, but 3 a days, you should be in shape for eternity.
Deal able to draw the foul to go to the free throw line. Otto Porter Jr. had made that 3. He's got 22 now. The Wizards in that danger zone again. Down 92-84 with 4:10 to go. Troy Brown Jr. to check in. For all things Washington football team, download and subscribe to the Washington Football Talk with JP Finley podcast. JP, Mitch Tischler, and Pete Haley get you ready for the big matchup versus the Eagles this weekend with a range of guests, including national and local influencers, as well as players, coaches, and Washington football team alumni. Download and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Beal makes both free throws. He's at 20 for the night. 6-point deficit, 4:10 to go. Wendell Carter Jr. is back in. Levine underneath. Wendell Carter Jr. is left wide open. Bertans and Bryant didn't communicate on that possession. Beal, his step back. Great patience by Bradley Beal.
A great screen once again by Thomas Bryant. That play does not happen without laying some wood on the guy. Thomas Bryant doing a great job setting a pick.
Otto Porter Jr. fading away. Otto Porter Jr. is 9 for 12 with 24 points.
Well, he has something to prove, not just to his old team, but to his current team. He's not a bench player in my eyes. I think he still is young enough to be a starter in this league. He's getting paid like a starter. I think he's proven to the Bulls that he needs to be injected in that starting lineup.
Beal going back and forth now at Porter Jr. Again, if you're joining us late, the Bulls have 4 players who are not active for tonight's game for health and safety protocol. 2-on-1. Paulo Neto waits, and now Neto gets fouled by Levine. That will be the 15th foul, so 2 free throws here for Neto. Those four players, Chandler Hutchison, Larry Markkinen, Satoransky, and Archie Diacono.
Russell Westbrook set the check back in his game. Just to get back to Russell Westbrook and his work ethic during the offseason. I don't know how much of, he's doing that now later on in his career. But I remember my family and I, we would rent a beach house in L.A., right on the beach in Santa Monica, every summer. And I would go work out, do my early morning workout during the off-season, come back, have lunch, go get some shots up in the afternoon, come back, and I'm done for the day. I remember for 2 weeks straight, after I got done with my workouts, I would see Russell Westbrook on the beach with his trainer doing a third workout. And it was rigorous. I mean, it wasn't like a 30-minute beach workout. This was hours in the sand. I mean, I think he even had a part where he would go swim in the ocean and then come back. I mean, he was training like a Marine.
Chased by great white sharks.
Yeah, he was training like a Marine. And that's when I noticed the difference in his play when they became regular season, how much in shape he was. He was head and shoulders above his competition when it came to being in shape and having that endurance.
By the way, Mo Wagner in for the first time since opening night. Here's Bertans for three, trying to draw the foul again. Deflected ball, it's out of bounds off of Thaddeus Young. So it's Mo Wagner on the floor in the front court with Troy Brown Jr. and Davis Bertans, Neto and Westbrook in the backcourt. Westbrook leaves it off for Wagner with the left. No, the follow by Westbrook is good. 6th rebound, 14 points now.
You have to stay ready. You stay ready, you don't have to get ready. Mo Wagner had opportunity at the rim, hasn't played yet this season.
Trying to draw the charge. He slid over. It's a blocking foul and one.
He's a little step behind. It's going to take him some time, but these are the plays we're accustomed to seeing Mo Wagner take. He's risking his body. And I like that better than blocking shots. And the reason why is you're forcing a turnover for one, and you're getting the ball back. And the last thing is you're committing a guy to get his foul, get an offensive foul. So, a block shot can go anywhere. You can block a shot and it goes out of bounds. The team gets the ball back, or they get the ball back and score the ball. That's why I like offensive fouls better than block shots.
Troy Brown Jr. needs some help. Westbrook against Temple. Westbrook was going down, turns it over.
Bulls have numbers.
Young, extra pass, Carter to the reverse.
Where'd you reverse at that?
Chicago up by 8. Neto, nice move. Can't finish with the reverse.
Good try.
Thaddeus Young. Carter got it, and the foul. First double-digit lead for either team tonight, and it comes with under a minute to go in this third quarter.
If you're the Wizards, you cannot repeat. You cannot let go of the rope right now. You're down 10 points. You see the energy from the bench of the Bulls. I mean, after that made basket right there, everybody jumped up with joy. And if you look at the Wizards bench, that's not happening right now. You're going to have to get guys engaged, whether they playing or not, to support the guys that are on the court and get it cracking.
A 20-point advantage, points in the paint for Chicago. Troy Brown Jr. Wow, do the Wizards need that. A step-back three by TBJ.
Talk about a Band-Aid to stop the bleeding. Great shot by TBJ, a much-needed one.
Carter. He's got 11 in the quarter, 16 for the game, and nearly a turnover. It's going to be interesting to see what the rotation is in the fourth quarter for the Wizards. Shot clock to 8. Westbrook into the corner. Neto for 3. Yes!
Boy, did Neto need that to go in, along with the Wizards to cut this to a 7-point lead.
Now get a stop on this end. Go to the fourth, down by 7. Kobe White with 1 second. So the Wizards will go to the fourth, down by 7 in single digits. Paolo Neto with that big 3, but the bench has outscored the Wizards bench by 20 tonight. It's a 7-point Chicago lead.